signs that it might be time for you to sell your investment property in order to take a step up. So a lot of times I see multifamily owners come into a property and just to kind of have this reflex of I'm going to add some value and then I'm going to refinance and I'm going to hold it forever. However, that is not always the best strategy, especially if you are looking to grow. So I'm going to talk about 3 ways that you should consider that it might be time to sell your investment and serve you better to go elsewhere. So the first one is if you have significant equity and you're not able to unlock it by doing a cash out refi. So a lot of lenders, if you go and ask for a refi, are going to say, okay, I'll lend, but only up to a 65, maybe 70% loan to value. And the actual value that they'll put in place is based on an appraiser. I love appraisers, definitely, but sometimes they are more conservative on value than what the actual market value might be if you put your property on the market. So if the actual market value is $4 million and the appraisal says it's 3.6 and the lender's only going to lend you up to 70% of that, there could be a pretty significant amount of equity that's there, but you just can't access by doing a cash out refi. So that would be one thing that you say, hey, I'm better served actually to do a sale, unlock that equity, and of course do a 1031 exchange so you're not paying taxes on it, but then you can use that equity in order to help you grow. The second one that you might want to consider is when the maintenance cost is eating up all your cash flow. And this happens frequently because, when you own multifamily property, without a doubt, there's always stuff that needs fixed. But if you have a property that is just one thing after another and you're doing a lot of work and really seeing no cash flow as a result because all your extra cash flow is going to improve the property and its capex expenses, that's great. You're adding value to your property, no doubt, but it can become a drag if you're doing it for years and years and seeing no benefit as well. So it could just be that if that's your situation, maybe selling it and moving to a property that's going to require a lot less capex is going to give you a much better cash flow and better return. And that might be a great reason that you should think about selling out of that property into something that's going to be lower expenses to maintain. And the third reason is that your time has value. And a lot of investors, because they're entrepreneurs and they have lots of creative ideas, they're not valuing their time. So if you are spending a lot of time in order to maintain your building, even if you have a property manager managing your property manager, making sure rents are being increased, managing tax appeals, and whatever you are doing to supervise your property, make sure the value is protected and continue to add value to it, is your time, and your time has value. So if that's taking you away from being able to find more deals out on the market, network with other investors, with brokers, in order to add more deals and a better return for your time into your pipeline of investments, then it may be a property that you should consider selling in order to free up your time. So make sure you're always taking your time into the equation when you're analyzing your investments to make sure that you are being best served on what you're putting into your properties as well, because you are an asset as well. So those are 3 things that you should consider as you analyze, should I keep this property long term, or maybe I should sell it, do a 1031 exchange, and get into another property that's going to provide me increase in equity, is going to save me time, and is going to cost me less in maintenance. So I hope that this video brought you some value. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for investments within Pennsylvania or Maryland, please reach out to us. We're always happy to help.